Welcome, fellow travelers. Today I'm gonna design a cover image for my granola tier on Patreon. I chose the name granola because it's kind of a representation of the financial support that my patrons give me. For example, when you go on a hike and you have granola as a snack, it gives you energy to go even further. As for the adventure theme, I chose it because finding my place in the art world really feels like a journey to me, and I want to document the bigger aspects of it. So that's why today I'm showing you my graphic design process. Alright, so let's go, let's do this. I need glasses. I'm gonna make a new artboard. Let's go. So first, I drew how I saw granola in my mind, how I would see a granola ad, on the internet. This one right here, that's like my first sketch. And then after that, I Googled some granola images to kind of get more inspired, and I found like some pretty good images that I could get inspired from. And eventually I drew this one and I really liked it. I gave it a bit of an angle because I wanted it to be more dynamic. I also started writing, how I would write granola, and I'm not a typeface designer at all. I don't do typography a lot. It's more like a hobby. I like when it's handwritten and kind of more natural. It's a bit childish, but I find it fun. And in an adventure, you wouldn't be like making super nice detailed typography. You'd write titles in your adventure journal and you'd write them in all caps because it's a title. So that's why I settled with like big letters, and this was my favorite type. I recreated it here again too, so I could use it. I swear my process is really not the most complicated thing. I don't really like graphic design as an illustrator, so I like to make it simple for myself and not overcomplicated. So I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna do Command J to duplicate those, and I'm going to take the illustrations that I like with my polygonal lasso too. Don't forget to duplicate the right layer. This one too, just in case. It's not my favorite one, but it's nice. I chose wooden pencil again because it's really the medium that I succeed at the most, and a lot of my portraits are granule. A lot of my portraits are actually in color pencil, so that's why I chose this one. I think I can overlap my board. I'm gonna add a gradient map, I think, and whoa, and then have it in purple and white. Orange. I'm gonna bring down my guide to have really know where my baseline is gonna be. Now the letters, they're kind of uneven. I want to even them out to have a more professional look. I'm gonna bring back my other layers so that I can see, if there's a letter that I don't particularly like, I can just change it up with another one from these. For example, my N, I really don't like it, so I'm gonna take it out and take this one. It's really like collage. I really suggest that if you work like this, you always have to duplicate your layers so as you work, you can always go back to what it was before. This way it's gonna save you a lot of time if you make mistakes or if you want to go back. I'm trying to make sure that my spacing is right. My graphic design teacher would be swearing if she saw what I'm doing right now. Cause yeah, that's yeah, that's what I do for graphic design now. But I mean, it was an illustration program. Everybody has the right to use what they learn how they want. Then I can just gotta be tiny, tiny granola. Voila. So this is the size of my cover image. It's tiny. That's the suggestion of Patreon. If you're trying to do your branding for your social media, it's good to see what are the requirements first. Like, even if you have already your branding, you don't want to just like put your banner for YouTube on Twitch, for example. Like, it might not be the same size. I know there's some norms and standards, but still it can vary from place to place. So always save your Photoshop files or your Procreate files, because you can use your layers and place them in a different size format. It's better to just keep your files and then reuse your branding elements. Here I'm basically checking if like the size is right, so when I verify how it looks when it's small, because people are going to be using a Patreon on different platforms. That's something important to check when you're doing graphic design. Here we had some pretty cute little elements, that I can add. So I'm just gonna duplicate them and then play around on my thumbnail. I find honestly like I'm so not into graphic design that I mostly just play around with what I have and try to make something fit more beautiful. I'm not the most like I don't plan my stuff that much, which I know it's a flaw. But still, see what you can do. I mean, don't let me be your graphic design source of inspiration. This is just how someone can make something with really basic, little to no um, skills. I like this. So cute. Um, Background, though, might choose something other, like paper texture. Just need to find if you need texture for your backgrounds. My favorite place is Unsplash, because there's a bunch of copyright free pictures that you can use. Just credit the artist and it's free. It's free. I'm not sure about my granola jar anymore. Maybe the other one would fit better. I like this. It's so cute. But it's not perfect. Name your layers, don't be like me. If you don't name your layers, you're gonna lose them. They're gonna be all over the place. And you won't know which one is which. So straight up or crooked? Slanted. Crooked. Slanted. More dynamic. So I will save this and export as PNG for web. I'm not gonna export the other artboard. I'm going to put it in my files somewhere I can find it quickly. And go in the membership. Oh, wow. It's really nice. I love it. Right, well, if that's something that interests you, I do a lot of illustration too. I this is this is only half representative of what I do. I do a lot of traditional drawing, and I like to import it on my Photoshop and like play around with what I have. So if you're interested in this kind of content and you want to support me, just you can subscribe to my Patreon. It's $3 Canadian a month. There's gonna be a lot on it that I want to post. For example, I'm going to post projects like this where in my processes, and eventually I really want to make a comic book. I'm gonna keep it at $3 a month. I want people to be able to afford this and see like this exclusive content for cheap. Yeah, so if you're interested, consider subscribing. Otherwise, there's still a lot of content that I put out there on Instagram mainly, sometimes on TikTok. So, yeah, join me in this adventure.